They say summer is the time to live in Chicago. Well, that's extended into autumn as we are ready to roll under blue skies at Soldier Field. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Houston Texans and the Chicago Bears. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. Pulls it in at the 13. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Well, this defense for the Texans, much improved from week 1. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for Chicago. Last week we saw a rarity. He was over 200 yards on the ground, and they lost. So we'll see if they can get more carries like that and win this week.
And that was interesting watching the game tape, wasn't it? Because it was hard to register. While we watched him pile up that yardage and create those nice runs, that they didn't win the football game. But that doesn't mean changing what you do. Continue to feed him the football.
Tackle made by Rasheem Green. The Bears had 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that, and what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic changes. They didn't see the need to shake things up. They were going to continue to plow ahead. They thought they had the right guys on the team and in the locker room, but they do have to start winning some games.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 42-yard line. Draw play, Fields gives to Montgomery, and not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Here's Fields. Looks for the out route, and it's complete to Kmet. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Fields to throw on 3rd and 1. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down.
There's going to be a little bit of regret there because they certainly had the chance to get off the field here, just giving up a field goal attempt. But they couldn't get that stop on 3rd down. Now they have to hunker down because guess what? That drive continues.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. Yeah, he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with the defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of it. And
he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Bears are on the board first here this afternoon. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Touchdown here, Santos to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now for Mills and the Texans at their own 25-yard line. They run with a rookie from Florida, Dameon Pierce. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Now on 2nd and 13, Mills. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
On 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far. tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up fourth down.
On fourth down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. Back deep to return is Lynn Bowden. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this kick will be touchdown as they spot it inside the 45-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown, they got the stop, and now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off, because right now it's out there for them. They've just got to go seize it.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. He'll buy some time right. Locates Claypool on the crossing route. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
As a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
On first down, it's Fields. Being chased out left. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. But good hands there defensively at 2nd down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Montgomery on the counter. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 44 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Back to throw, Fields. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a 1-touchdown game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Mills. That's complete. It's Collins. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 13-yard line. First and 10, it's Pierce. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And the third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up fourth down here.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
On 2nd and 12, Fields. His pass on target, Velus Jones with it. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
They may say that he's a rookie in the program, but Velus Jones brings a ton of experience to the field. Had a 6-year college career as an all-conference return man and receiver with both USC and the University of Tennessee. A third-round pick, he should get looks at both spots in his first season in the NFL. Nice first down there.
And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this.
So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Following the penalty, Montgomery.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Overall, I'd have to say that was just really good team defense because, to me, you can't pin that one on the running back. He had no shot there. He had a man in his face immediately.
On 2nd and 11 now.
Fields locates Mooney on the out route. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, who can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. David Montgomery with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the second time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Santos with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Returning from his end zone is Ty Johnson.
Johnson on poke three. Football's out. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back. Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle, but give him credit. He tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Off the play fake, Mills.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down.
Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action. Otherwise, why do you stop at the running back? You just run straight on the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Fourth down, Mills. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they will score a pick six for a Bears touchdown. Santos now to add the PAT. And it's 21-3. Shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
A solid stiff arm. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That good for 19 and a first down. A perfect example right there, Charles, of why they love this rookie runner.
And think about how the NFL and the college games are meshing together more and more. You don't have to go to the NFL and learn a new set of skills. What you did in college often makes you ready for the NFL.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
Play action now. Mills. Swings this one out wide for Pierce. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack.
Mills.
Under pressure, they got him again. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
So now after the sack, Mills and the Texans needing to navigate a 3rd and long. On 3rd down, here's Pierce.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout.
Second and 4. A final shot before the break. Fields.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half.
Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And he returns this to the 22.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked up by Michael Ojemudia.
And they will score a pick-6 for a Bears touchdown.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick-6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
They go play action. Mills.
Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on the punt for Houston. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And this one will be touchdown inside the 40-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, if they score here, this one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
The big loss on first down leads to a tricky second down, 18 yards to go.
Play action. It's Fields. The throw for Claypool is intercepted.
Desmond King picks it.
And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Going for the deep ball. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown.
Nico Collins.
40 yards.
And the Texans take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points.
Oh, and it's no good. He tugged it wide left, and that will keep our score right where it is. I guess the last score wasn't enough for them. They want more. Here comes an onside kick. Oh, the Texans may have recovered. They did recover. Well, I guess they felt like they needed something to get them going. Maybe you wait for this type of a play, but they try the onside kick, and it works.
I'm starting to wonder if the analytics coach is starting to get involved in the football nowadays. When you see this type of play made, this type of a risk taken, sometimes there's a different influences going into the head coach's ear.
Play fake, Mills.
And this one is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
On second down, Mills again.
He's letting it fly for Cooks.
And Mills is intercepted for the third time.
Eddie Jackson picks it.
And the Bears will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Yeah, he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line.
But they're certainly not neglecting their run duties as well as they ate up the blockers in front and allowed the secondary to get home.
Back to Montgomery on second down.
Showed some strong running, but quickly corralled just beyond the 10-yard line. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. On third down, they're going to go with the option.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
Johnson on the return.
A punt of 46, a return of 5. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Around the NFL, third quarter from Foxborough. And the Ravens now really pouring it on. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL.
They'll start on the ground with Pierce.
And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Mills. Throw left side complete. That's Pierce.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
A first down throw for Mills. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
We're glad you're with us from Soldier Field in Chicago. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Mills to the air again.
He's airing it out for Williams. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Preston Williams, his first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Texans are able to cut into that deficit. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read.
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. And they decide fairly early here they need the ball back, so here's an onside kick. And the Bears hands team able to pounce on it and get the football. I know they're down, but starting the third quarter there with the onside kick, what'd you think?
Well, I think that they're looking at it as we may not have as many possessions in this game as we want. There may be that sense and that feel that they've got to go ahead and make something happen. Steal a possession, try and steal some points, and get themselves right back in a position to try and win the game.
Fields on first down.
Looking downfield for Jones. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. And he's going to be close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Texans' 37.
76 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
On play action, Fields.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
Fields to commit there for a Chicago first.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
In motion right is Jones. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields.
And incomplete on the deep ball. Despite the lead here in the fourth, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. The keeper nets him only a yard, and that's going to bring up 4th.
They snap it to Fields.
Looking middle, and that's complete.
And the Bears are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Now, all through this one, they've had nothing but success throwing the football and in the passing game. Here we are in the fourth quarter. The time you think they'd be running the football, they're still tossing it around and having great success. And it appears
that he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And the Bears look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead.
And he's got it here for the 2 points, but there is a marker down, so we'll have to see what that's about.
Well, trailing here in the fourth quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
1st and 10 now for Mills and the Texans
at their 25-yard line.
They'll get things started with a carry by Pierce.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
52 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
On play action, Mills.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked up by Michael Ojemudia. And the Bears are going to get it back here just past the 35.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Boy, that is a 7-yard loss. 2nd down now.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss.
And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Here comes the Bears punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
Johnson to return it.
And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Texans will take over.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to...
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked up by Jaquan Brisker, and the Bears will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for them. That's tough, but, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
They'll go to Montgomery to try to wind some clock. And he's got some space here.
Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 105 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Now on 2nd and 13. Fields going to throw deep for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
Eluding the pressure right. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted.
Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news.
In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive.
And now here's another interception.
And the Bears are going to take possession of the football.
Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Going up the gut, Montgomery. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That good for 19 and a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Fields now to throw.
And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Now the point after try for Santos. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better and try and execute that on the way out the door and maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game that's been a frustrating one for you.
We'll see if they go back to base.
A 2nd down throw for Mills.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Going for it with Pierce. And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Mills, 4th down, gotta have it. That's to his running back, complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Mills. Flushed it, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left.
Talk about 2 sides of the ball at cross purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. That front 7, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
After the sack on 1st down, Mills. Then he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Pierce takes it straight ahead. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Chicago, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they will fall to a similar mark at 1-2. And they will get a home date next week against the Los Angeles Chargers.